Man, what a doozy! I just finished watching WandaVision episode 6, and we're gonna, like last time. I hope you guys can hear me. We are gonna do a review, and then we're gonna get into spoilers. So my overall review on the actual episode. I know a lot of people. I mean, I literally just finished it right now. I know a lot of people are excited to see what is going to happen, with that big reveal last episode. Where do we go from there? Where do we go from episode 5 to episode 6? So let's just get down to the review real quick. I will say I very much enjoyed this episode. There wasn't a crazy like surprise like the last episode, but I felt like the pacing in this episode, which I thought was going to go all over the place, actually held up pretty well. I thought the pacing was actually really good in this episode, and these episodes seem to be flying by every time you're watching them. So it was definitely a lot like the sitcoms Grounded for Life. And if you ever seen Grounded for Life, Malcolm in the Middle had that kind of style to it. Once again, in this episode, there was a lot of, okay, we in this bubble, this hex, in Wanda's world, but then we also have the outside and what's going on there, and trying to figure everything out. And I think there was a lot of more clarification, a little bit more answers being, we were being revealed little by little while we're heading to the season finale. This one, I actually like at first I was like, yeah, I don't know about the Grounded for Life kind of dilemma kind of thing, because the kids, I believe Billy in this episode is talking in first person, talking to breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience. You know how like Malcolm in the Middle goes, and if you ever seen those shows, or Grounded for Life, one of my favorites was Still Standing. So you have that element to it, and I was like, how's this gonna work? And actually, they pulled it off pretty well. I was very impressed how they pulled that kind of sitcom version into this one. So bravo to the team there. This was the pace. Like I said, the pacing wasn't as hectic. I mean, there was a lot of, I guess you want to, not intensity, but a lot of interactions that I really liked in this episode. Especially with the big reveal last episode with, Petra or Peter, whatever you wanted to call him, Quicksilver being introduced in the last episode in this one. So with the interaction between Wanda and Quicksilver in this episode was really nice. It wasn't like an Super Bowl kind of episode. I think they're saving that till the finale, but it was an episode that was nice and like really nice and grounded. I really did enjoy this episode a lot. But yeah, it's starting to peel more of the onions. You're starting to get a little more weird kind of stuff that's going on here. So yeah, I was definitely enjoying. I definitely enjoyed the episode. I thought the episode was nicely done. It's going to be interesting to see where we go forward with this. Okay, so all right, so we're going to get into. So if I had to rate the episode, I would give it probably an 8 out of 10. It didn't blow me away. There was a lot of things that I thought, okay, if you're really into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or the TV universe, I guess you should say, and you're really digging into theories and stuff, this kind of really covers a lot of theories that are going on, and it's starting to emerge a little bit, like some of these theories is probably going to be true while we make our way till the end. So I want to let's see. I want to let you guys know that we're going to head into spoilers. So if you guys do not want to be spoiled on this episode, please. I wish the episode was longer too. These, like I said, the episodes just seem to be just super quick. Just they fly by. I'm sitting there. I'm like, this episode's going to end pretty soon. I have a feeling with it, and you get that feeling too when it's like, okay, it's reaching its climax. That's what she said. But yeah, I mean, these episodes seem to be really going by fast. So we're all coming into the chat. Welcome. So we're going to get into spoilers. I want to just, make sure everybody who's coming in here, spoilers, you're being warned. I mean, if you're up this late, you probably have already seen the episode. So we're going to dive more into it. And talk about a lot of the things I liked about this episode and a lot of the things that have me questioning some other things. So let's get into it. Spoilers for WandaVision episode 6. And I will say I like the luchadora joke. I like the Mexican wrestling kind of joke that they had in this episode. Wanda, Elizabeth Olsen looking fine as hell in this episode. And I think a lot of people knew this was going to be the Halloween episode. So you have it was really cool. It was really cool to do little callbacks if you read the comics or if you even just know a little bit about Wanda's lore. They had her original costume in the comics, Scarlet Witch. Of course, she doesn't have a code name in the MCU, but in here, she's Scarlet Witch. She has her costume. Vision has his original costume. It's goofy looking, but it's Halloween. It looks like somebody made it. And then the kids. The kids was what surprised me, was Tommy and Billy. They have their actual... It's like a little nod to their costumes because they become heroes in the comics. So Billy has his costume, Tommy has his, and then of course, what everybody wanted to know, what were they going to do with Quicksilver? What were they going to do with Petra? And that was my main, I wanted to know what they were going to do. And you know what? They did a good job. I really liked Quicksilver and Wanda's interaction throughout this whole episode. Evan Peters is a phenomenal actor, so he's coming into this role. I was really pleased with the chemistry that he had with Elizabeth Olsen. I will say this though. So this is supposed to be the Quicksilver from the X-Men films. I believe there was audio when he got introduced in the last episode, the big cameo. If you listen to it, the narrator, the person who introduces characters, she says that this is Quicksilver from the X-Men Fox films. That's all online, so you can check those out. So, but to me, in this episode, Evan Peters' Quicksilver doesn't remind. There's something off. Because of course, I've watched the films with Quicksilver in it with Evan Peters, but there's something a little off about him. He is, but yet he doesn't seem like that Quicksilver. So, and then especially with the conversation with him and Wanda throughout the whole episode, especially, see, he knows what's going on. He's like, the explanation of why he looks different and why he's there. I was like edge of my seat, like, tell me, please. Tell me why you're here. Why do you look so different? And then him explaining, I don't know, you just I think he said he came out of chest or trunk or whatever when he landed into the world. And then he said, I don't know, I heard your voice and I felt you were in need, you're in pain, and here I am. Immediately I thought he was in the X-Men, he's in the X-Men world, Fox world, and then maybe he goes unconscious or something like that, and he hears that voice, and then he gets pulled from that. Because I think if they're really going for the Quicksilver from the X-Men, of course, and then for the different Spider-Mans, this multiverse, you're gonna have, I think, the theory of Wanda pulling everybody out of these universe, of these different film franchises. Even though she doesn't have the body of Petra, the Aaron Taylor Johnson, I believe his name is, in Age of Ultron. She doesn't, so she can't revive him like she did with Vision. So the theory of her pulling another Quicksilver from another timeline, from another dimension, it seems like it's lining up. But like I said, this Quicksilver is a little off to me than the Quicksilver that I've gotten in the X-Men films. It might be because he's younger in those films and he's more of an adolescent. He's more of a smart ass, I guess. But here he's really kind of engaging these conversations with Wanda. Now Wanda gets pissed at the end of this episode and just shoots him out of the way after he does this smart ass remark about Vision, and it's not like he could die again, he's already dead. So the relationship as we're seeing it, it seems like Wanda, yes, you're my brother, but yet you're kind of a stranger to me. It's Uncle Petra. The kids think it's Uncle Petra, and and what they did was they used was it Tommy? They used Tommy as kind of a narration, a kind of like giving us explanation of what's going on since the last episode. Of course, like he's saying, like him or his mom and his dad have been like fighting but not fighting, because Vision in this episode, that was the most intriguing part, because Vision's like, I know something's off and I need to lie to Wanda just to go see what the hell's going on. So I thought Vision was very interesting in this episode, and I think I'm right when I say, like, since he leaves the hex, the bubble, in this episode, like, he starts to disintegrate, or it seems like some of the parts get pulled back into that bubble. But I think he's dead if he leaves that little shelter place, and he's fine when he's with Wanda, because Wanda is controlling everything. But I still think Agnes has. I still think there's something going on with her still, even though we didn't get a full reveal at all. We just got more of like kind of like where Agnes' state is, but it's very odd that her car is literally parked right there in the stop sign, and she's still kind of, she knows what's going on without Vision's having to like zap her, So, but Vision in this episode, kudos to Vision, man. He's like, fuck this, I'm gonna go see what is going on. He lies to Wanda, says it's it's a neighborhood watch, the toilet paper's all over the place. I gotta stop that shit, but of course he doesn't. So Vision in this episode, oh yeah, was I was very engaged to what was going to happen with him, and I thought he was going to eventually get out of the hex, or I like to call it the bubble. So welcome, guys. We're in spoiler talk. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I did enjoy the episode. I give it an 8 out of 10. I do not think it was like the most fantastic episode, but I thought the pacing was great. I thought the interactions were good. Vision and Agnes interaction was great. Wanda and Quicksilver, fantastic too. I thought because we want to know what the hell's going on. So that interaction, of course, was going to be number one on the books. But let's get some of these comments. I know I haven't touched upon Monica Rambeau yet, and Darcy, especially with Darcy at the end of this episode, and Wu kicking ass in this episode. So let's get to some of these comments. Like I said, Nathan, welcome, Nathan. Yes, I wish the episodes were a little bit longer. I know the Falcon and Winter Soldier, when that starts premiering, those episodes are going to be longer. But I think the episode count is shorter. I think there's 6 episodes in that series. But I'm looking way forward to that series, because I will say this episode I thought the CGI was okay in this episode. It was good, but then some parts were like, especially when people were getting trapped into that bubble, or when Vision was getting out of the bubble. I thought it could have been a little bit better. And then it's kind of hard to have Quicksilver do a lot of his scenes when he's going lightning fast everywhere, especially with the Tommy, because all I think about is those beautiful X-Men Days of Future Past. That moment where he frees Magneto, and then also it was Days of Future Past, and then also Sweet Dreams in Apocalypse. I believe it was Apocalypse too. So every time I think, Evan Peters, Quicksilver, I think about those scenes, because those are masterfully done. What's up, Albert? Yeah, we got our episode, Albert. We got it, man. It's always good to have you on board. Very knowledgeable. So, okay, glad you're on. What's going on, Ghost? He is after Nightmare or Mephisto, because he said that it's better than causing nightmares. Is he that Nightmare? Oh yeah. I actually heard that Nightmare might be in this one, and then a lot of people are saying Mephisto is in this series. So we'll see about that. The head guy from, was it Hayward from Sword? What a dummy! What a dummy! Yeah, that guy just really just screwed. Well, I'm gonna say he screwed everything up. They wouldn't help Vision when he came out of the bubble, and Darcy was telling him, like, you need to help his ass to get back in there. And then Wanda unleashes her full might. It's my girl Wanda. I can't wait till Rogue gets into these series. I think Rogue was really bad portrayed in the Fox X-Men series, and I really love Rogue, so I can't wait to see Rogue in there. And if she has any connection with Captain Marvel, because they have a big history with each other. I think he's multiple characters at the Postman and Brother. I think he's multiple characters. He's the Postman and the Brother. I think you're talking about Quicksilver. Agnes was set up. Was a setup. He did not wake her up. She was already awake. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought like she's clearly like she's just sitting there in a car. It's very odd. You think that she knows what the hell's going on. Like she knows what's going on. So when Vision was, zapped her, and like I think she's just playing it. She's playing possum. Well, she's playing a role basically. She has to be somewhat involved. And going back to the comics, there is a character that has her name, and it lines up beautifully with this character we're introduced. And I like her witch laugh. When Agnes was laughing like a witch, I thought fantastic. You knew it was going to happen. You saw the trailer, but I still loved it. She's the only person that can move. Nobody else can move on the outskirts. That's very right. Yes. So the big thing, too, was they're tracking, right? They're tracking Wanda in this episode. And I believe that they have trackers on Vision, too, I believe. But the others, so this with the carnival, or I don't want to say carnival, but the Halloween, the trick-or-treating and everything that's going on, Vision goes to kind of like the outskirts, and there's people that are not functioning, basically. So that was very odd. But then Agnes is able to pull her car, on the stop sign, and she's able to. Everybody else couldn't like really talk or anything like that. Well, Agnes was talking. She definitely was. I believe she definitely knew what the hell she was doing. Darcy. Yeah, Darcy is in the bubble. A lot of people are in the bubble. The whole damn sword organization, military is in the bubble, basically. He was trying to figure out how she did that. He's not Quickly. He's Nightmare or Mephisto. Yeah, I know. I know. Here's the tug of war right now. So yeah, the scene where Quicksilver and Wanda are talking on the bench, and like he's saying, "I'm there for you." Not your husband, not anybody else. Like I'm there for you. And then, like it tears me. It kind of tears me apart because I really want Evan Peters, Quicksilver from the X-Men series, to be in this. To be like that's the legit one. I like the idea of Mephisto being in this, being introduced as well. But I don't want Evan Peters Quicksilver to be Mephisto. I don't. Personally, I don't. Because I want this multiverse. I want them to, yes, pool. You can. This is a genius idea. Do not waste it. Of pooling characters from that Fox series, from the Sam Raimi series. It makes sense to. Why would you recast anybody when you have somebody there? You can get a Hugh Jackman cameo. All right, he doesn't have to be in the full universe, but you could pull this guy out and just have like a cameo. It would make sense that they would pull, like Wanda would because of her dead brother. That makes sense that she would pull, Quicksilver in another dimension. I like that idea, but the most logical reason for all this is that Mephisto is Quicksilver. He wants to know how Wanda was able to do this. When Quicksilver asks Wanda, "How were you able to do it?" I was like, I mean, that's a fucking red flag right there. You're really my brother. That's a red flag. So it might be misleading. It might be misled by the writers. Hell, Agnes might be Mephisto. Me and Albert were talking about I think Skrulls might be. I know it'd be more fit for like Winter Soldier and Falcon, but I don't know. I feel like Kevin Feige would sprinkle a little Skrull action in here, something like because that's going to be a big thing. But Mephisto, yeah, I mean, if it's Quicksilver, that's kind of to me that's a little bit of a waste because that's a really good character they could have brought over. And it's just, oh, no, I'm Mephisto. What's up? But Wanda, not knowing how she did it. I mean, I really believe that she doesn't know how the hell she's able. I mean, it showcases her expanding the bubble and freezing everything, but I think everybody agrees that there's somebody else involved in all this. It could be Agnes, but yeah, Evan Peters, Quicksilver definitely want to know what the hell was going on. All right, let's talk. Let's go back to the comments. Albert, the nightmare that Pietro talked about were the nightmares that she gave Cap, Tony, and the others in Age of Ultron. Oh, that nightmare scene too, where Evan Peters is like shot up, and it's supposed to be Aaron Taylor Johnson. Is that his name? I believe that's his name. That was a little kind of goofy in my opinion because I know the actor who gets it would have worked better if it was the actual actor in Quicksilver and Age of Ultron who got shot. Where Evan Peters, it just kind of like, nah, man, like it looked a little cheesy to me. But of course, storyline wise, you can't bring in the other guy. But I don't know. I just thought that it worked for Vision because we saw Vision get the stone taken out and we saw his body. But with Evan Peters, we never saw him get shot, so it was a little wonky to me. I didn't think it worked. In particular, like the Vision scared nightmare scene. So, but yeah, okay. It's interesting that the hex rewrites people's DNA. Everyone in that town might actually become, yeah, good, Albert. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Monica is going to get powers. That was just the nail in the coffin right there. Like it was when Darcy explains to Monica that she's like her DNA is all she can't go back into that hex or that bubble because she's already been there. And Monica's just like saying, like, I gotta go back. I know she knows everybody who is in the spell of Wanda knows how she's feeling. She's absolutely just when she said she's lonely, devastated, like she wants the perfect utopia. So Monica being Darcy's saying that Monica's basically her DNA is just going all over the place. It's really showcasing that Monica is going to be maybe a mutant. Yeah, maybe this is how the mutants come to be. But Monica's definitely getting powers. All right. So whoever's in this bubble in this hex, I mean that, and it made me also think about the kids. All right. So when I was gonna give you Tommy and Billy. Billy is the one that already has the powers, and Tommy kind of is it, or is it Billy the one that gets the powers? I just said it in the beginning, and now I'm forgetting which is which. These kids are confusing the shit out of me. But basically, one of the kids kind of manifests his powers, like because he doesn't have anything really going on until like the very end, and he sees his dad getting like disintegrated out of this bubble, and he's going to mom, and Uncle Peter's right over there says like, hey, dad's in trouble. So that's what really caught my eyes, like, dude, this kid just fucking awoken his powers. So can this happen? Like I said, man, if you read and watch Akira, this is kind of very similar. Okay, so you're able to channel, you kind of like bring out your powers here. So I thought that was a really cool moment. So and it made me think like, damn, so when this is all done, are those kids going to still exist? Right now they're what, 10-year-olds? It kind of tripped me out like in the beginning of this episode, like, oh yeah, that's right, they're 10-year-olds. They were not less or over. They were trying to go older, but so yeah, what interests me, so I think Vision is going to bite the dust at the end of the series. I think once they get the hold of just like getting rid of this utopia, he has to be the sacrifice. But what really is interesting is the kids. What about the kids? What are going to happen to Wanda's kids at the end of this series? If you got an idea, please comment below. I know you guys got some ideas here. All right, let's keep talking here. Let's keep talking. What's going on, Ike? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think Monica and Wu are meeting Talos' daughter. Just thought of that. Talos' daughter. Oh, yeah, yeah. Talos is the scroll from Captain Marvel. And the whole thing was you thought he was a bad guy, but he actually was trying to get to his family. Like I said, I really believe that something scroll is going to happen at the end of the series. I think Kevin Feige wants to put something. It could be. I think it's the head guy, the sword. I think Hayward might be a scroll. Somebody's gonna be a scroll because that's going to be just it's supposed to be for Nick Fury series, but this is a big deal. Like the scroll invasion is a huge ass deal, so I could see something happening like that. But no, really good. Yeah, it might be Talo's daughter, or a lot of people are saying, yeah, because who is this mystery cameo that's going to be coming up? The what was it? The engineer, basically. So we haven't got that revealed just yet. Okay. You're right. Got to be Sweet Skull Tech. Yeah, Sweet Skull Tech. Ghost. That is not Quicksilver. I'm 100% positive that's not good. Ghost. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right, Ghost, because that whole. I mean, for me, when I look at a series or I watch a movie or even life in general, you just watch people interact. Just watch what they say. Watch what they do, and then you can really find the hidden meaning on a lot of things that they say or do. Basically, if you really watch that scene, you get that. Yeah, I have it playing in the background too, so with the volume all the way down, just to kind of like look and see, like, okay, because I only watch it once and then I go straight to the stream. But what I'm saying is, like, it's very obvious that he wanted something out of that conversation, Quicksilver. So I'm pretty sure it's not the real Quicksilver. But we're at the scene where Tommy or Billy, one of the kids, whatever, tells mommy about Vision and how he's getting his ass kicked outside the bubble. Wanda, I'm gonna get a statue of Wanda. Like her display of power. I love how they're displaying the power that she has. Did you just see her just expand that freaking hex, expand the bubble? Like she's like, fuck these guys. Like you're messing with my man. And I loved it. I mean, it just feels like when she does it, her eyes are going red. You see her hex powers, and you're just like, and she's in that costume, which is fantastic. She's in the costume while she's doing this. But just the way she does it, it seems like it's with ease, and it looks like it's malevolent. Can't say the word evil. It looks evil. I love it. I really Wanda is such a missed. Everybody she's the villain. Honestly, in the comics, she's just misinterpreted a lot. A lot of people. There's a lot of bad things that happen to her in the comics. A lot of bad things. A lot of shit she gets thrown under the bus with. But she's actually a really heartbreaking character. She wants to do good, but she always ends up something happens and she ends up doing bad. House of M. It's not only on the House of M, but it's also other storylines throughout throughout comics and stuff. I'm saying too, I would like to see, how crazy would it be if Doctor Doom gets introduced in WandaVision? I don't know how. I don't think it's going to be the cameo that they're all setting up. But how crazy would because Doctor Doom does have a history with Wanda in the comics too. So I'm just saying, Doctor Doom. That's a one little sprinkle right there for the Fantastic Four. But if you introduce the big baddie right off the bat, shit. All right, let's talk. Agnes and him are in concert with each other. If I'm squinting hard, it's because I'm blind. I'm literally cannot actually drive at night. So if my squint hard game is happening and you see it and you're like, why is he squinting so hard? Because I literally can't see. So I'm trying here. All right. Ghost, you got a lot of Ghost, dude, killing it, man. You got a lot of good theories. You got a lot, and I agree with you. I don't think I don't want it to happen, but I think Quicksilver is not the Quicksilver that we're thinking. I think he's Mephisto. That bubble. Okay, Albert, dude, with that bubble expanding in the end, there's no way Doctor Strange doesn't show up. Doesn't show up in the end or something. Also, Hayward continues to be more and more suspicious. I'm telling you, Hayward, man. Hayward is the key. This dude not a very. I like how they introduce him in the beginning with him and Monica, like, yeah, your mom, yeah, cool. And now he's kind of a dick, you know. It's a really crazy switch on that. Um, Benedict Cumberbatch, if he is and ends up in this, like, he's gonna get paid a lot of money. You're right, Albert. There's like no way that he doesn't show up at the end of this series. This is all leading up to their film, Doctor Strange, and was it the Madness or some shit like that? There's no way he doesn't show up. There's no way he tries to like. He's gonna, which I really love that Wanda is gonna be in that in the film. Like those two are gonna team up because I feel like she's gonna need that like I guess kind of father figure. There was a lot of you know it was pretty crazy in this episode. There was a lot of like the flashbacks of like these flashbacks of him or of her and her brother going trick or treating. There's talk of parents, which is once like Quicksilver said like mom would be proud, and I was just thinking like, what about Magneto? You know, how crazy with Michael Fassbender being like in this would be. But there's no way that Doctor Strange doesn't like make a cameo in this, and I think that relationship is actually be really good. It's another relationship that I want to see in the big screen. I want to see the interaction between Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen. Just like I want to see Spider-Man with Daredevil, because Charlie Cox is. I mean, they've said they saw him on set and confirmed that he will be in Spider-Man 3. And I love the relationship between Spider-Man and Daredevil, and also Spider-Man and Doctor Strange too. I think that's another mentor. But please bring back Uncle Ben. I have a video talking about the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man. Please bring back Uncle Ben. Okay, this is what makes Spider-Man who he is too. But like I said, they have to lead this up to Doctor Strange too. So I think you're right. Doctor Strange will make a cameo, and I think he's gonna really kind of heal her. Pun intended. He's a doctor. He's gonna heal her. All right. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep getting these questions. If you guys have a question, please comment down below. If you have a theory, comment down below. Just discussing WandaVision episode 6. It was a good, solid, nice paced episode. Wish it was longer, but it's not. And it didn't grab you like the last episode because the cameo was so big and the implications of it. But it does make you wonder what the hell is going to happen next episode. Which I like the weekly drops. You know, sometimes you need a show that you're just absolutely looking forward to. And it's a water cooler type of show, like Game of Thrones used to be. I don't even know why I'm saying Game of Thrones. I freaking hate Game of Thrones now. If you are a Game of Thrones fan, you're looking forward to those prequels. It's just a waste of money, man. Waste of my time. All right, let's continue with some of these questions, comments. See what everybody has theories on. Thank you guys for joining me and joining us. This is all. I mean, I literally just watched it, came on here, and ready to talk. Monica's cells were literally mutated. Ghost. He asked when her kids came from as well because he wants to know how she did that too. That was another. Yeah, you exactly. Like Evan Peters Quicksilver is really trying to know everything that Wanda's doing. And I genuinely believe Wanda when she says, I don't know. All right. It's just happening. I think there's another player in this, but yeah. And then I was also thinking like, you know, maybe there has to. Okay. So the neighbor who was dressed as Frankenstein, he had the earpiece and then he was supposed to be the neighborhood watch. To me, when I first saw that, I'm like, that guy a secret agent? Because remember, he's talking to Agnes in one of the episodes on the fence, and Vision's like, what are you guys talking about? So the neighbor who was dressed as Frankenstein in this episode, he knows something too. A lot of people are forgetting this guy. So, but with the earpiece and stuff, I thought he was an agent at first. And then, of course, he covers it up by like, oh, yeah, I guess there's toilet paper, kids, candy's getting taken away. So he knows something as well. We're forgetting about this guy because this guy's not really a big, like, really showcase as much. So I think there's something there as well. I'm saying when I saw the scene with him in the earpiece, I was like, dude, he might be an agent. And when he starts like saying he's like the neighborhood watch and he's like, you know, saying I thought he was just playing the role basically. So that's another key player in this game that we have to watch out for. There's a lot of characters in here that you really have to kind of think about and say like, okay, where's this? Who knows? What do people know? Does Wanda know? You know, it's crazy shit. Well, Wanda knows about Agnes, so let's see. I love how it appeared as if Vision was getting dusted away as they did in Infinity War. Um, yeah, I like the effect. Like I said, I feel like if Vision is outside there, he's a goner, and it showcased that too. Darcy, man, Darcy got like I did like the scene where like the guy handcuffs her, and then when it's the bubbles expanding, and then she's like, "Really, you're gonna really just leave me here?" Like we've seen that plenty of times in other shows and movies. Let's see. Ghost. Me and my wife were jumping up and down over the display of the power. It was just so awesome. I know. I know. I just like ever since Wanda got introduced, I always said, and you got to remember who was the one that took the heart out of Ultron. It was Wanda. Wanda's that powerful. Wanda is a beast. Um, and I just look forward. I'm happy that they're really showcasing this power. Now they're showcasing it, but I want them to continue to use this catapult, just to her. Either they're going to go the villain route for a little bit, and then she'll turn good or whatever. Use this to your advantage, especially with the X-Men coming in aboard and Fantastic Four. I just cannot absolutely wait. And then there's another thing that's saying that a lot of people are saying that Sword is actually rebuilding Ultron. Now, I like that idea, Ultron coming back. I did not like the James Spader Ultron in Age of Ultron, and honestly, I didn't like that movie in general. I thought that was the weakest Marvel film. And it was a lot of explosions. It was a lot of it's a lot of like a lot of CGI. Like it just didn't hit home. It wasn't a home run to me. I would actually really like them to go straight from the comic storyline of maybe Pym does make Ultron again or something like that. But they're saying Sword is actually making Ultron, so we'll see what happens there. But I would like him to come back just a little bit. He needs to be way more menacing. Ultron was not menacing in Age of Ultron. He was a Tony Stark robot. It's ironic, actually, but he was not menacing to me at all. Okay. Fake shifts are on Doctor Doom link. A lot of people are confused about the commercial. I got to watch the episode again. People think it signified someone feeding off of Wanda's power in reference to her parents dying. Maybe like I said, there was a lot of parent name dropping in here. There was a lot of we got an actual kind of fake memory between her and Petro. So the commercial was so like creepy, wasn't it? Because technically it's supposed to be a kid show, and there's a lot of horrific elements to it. So it was a very creepy. What I got out of it was that Wanda, because remember she was in Sokya, or how do you say it? I always say it right, but for some reason I'm not saying it now. Was it raining? I guess it's raining. I think she lived a poverty type life. So for me, what I got out of it was like she had to survive. She had to like try to get as much as she can to survive eating wise. But of course, I think you're more right than me because I think that is exactly what it is. I haven't looked too much into the commercials honestly. When they come on, I'm like, oh. I really haven't done a breakdown or deep dive on them, but most likely that's what you're saying is probably true. But the commercials are a big deal because they're supposed to really they're supposed to come. They mean something. They mean something, especially with Wanda and Wanda's mental state, I believe. So, yeah, I'm pretty. You nailed it on there. I think that's what's going on. I can't wait to see Vision's reaction when he gets all his memories. That's another thing. Vision so Agnes is like, oh, you're an Avenger, and you're dead. That was a great that, like I said, the interactions were great because Vision is starting to like, what are you talking about? I don't know what is going on. Vision is so confused. He knows that Wanda's controlling all this, but he doesn't know what his past is. That's what that big fight was all about. So Vision, little by little, learning the truth. I mean, like I said, there's going to be a big conclusion at the end of the season with those two. But if you see the trailer, this hasn't happened yet. You see Wanda in her actual MCU costume, and you see Vision back, being Vision, and you hear in trailers, he says that, or Wanda says, this is our home, and Vision says, well, we're going to protect it. So he's probably at some point, either he finally learns the truth and he's all on board on it and he fights for what Wanda wants, or that's the only guess I can have on that one. But I think Vision at some point, it's not going to be a rock'em sock'em robot kind of deal going on at the end of this series where he finds out the truth and he's super ultimately pissed and destroys Wanda's utopia. I think he actually goes with Wanda on this idea. Maybe something a little different with it. Maybe he just wants the family and him. I don't know. But you're absolutely right. It's going to be interesting as he learns more, especially after the events that happen at the end of this episode. Because he's curious already. I mean, he lied to Wanda in this episode, and he went off on his own to find the truth. And he found some bizarre shit going on, as we, the audience, did too. Okay. Be dead or alive by the end of the show, but I'm sure he'll get his memories back before. Yeah, he's gonna get his memories back. Ghosts. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Quicksilver has a tattoo on his arm that says "Mom," which means nothing at first until you realize multiverse of madness. Yeah, he was really dropping that mom, and there was never dad on there. Like I said, Magneto, come on, Michael Fassbender, don't be a dick. Sword art clowns at the end, they literally are. Yeah, they are. That was a nice little nod, or nod, but like a nice little play on that. That was a funny scene. Feel bad though. I mean, everybody's trapped in this thing. I mean, I get what Wanda's trying to do, but damn. I wonder if Monica's powers will come from a combo of twice through barrier and unknown reasons for the Carol Danvers rift. Yeah, Carol's been like, I mean, of course, Carol's going to be mentioned in the series because Monica's in here, and her mom is the one that fielded Sword. And then you got to remember, Captain Marvel 2 is happening, so it's going to be interesting going down these couple final episodes. Like, what's the connection to Captain Marvel? Has anybody said that Brie Larson might make a cameo? Because they said that, okay, other than Wanda taking on Thanos, it was Captain Marvel, aka Brie Larson was taking on Thanos as well. So are they setting something up? Are they setting like a Godzilla versus King Kong there? I'm going Wanda all the way. It's my girl, but it's very interesting. Very interesting. Monica's powers are. I like the idea of like that. She's a mutant, basically. She's becoming a mutant. Let's see. Hex X. What happened when Vision goes outside? What happened when Vision goes outside the zone? Welcome in, Bernard. Sorry. You see, I'm squinting. Squint hard, baby. So Vision, when he goes outside the zone, at first in my head, I'm thinking like, because you see his parts being ripped apart and then going back into like the hex, the bubble. To me, it's like shit. Wanda has like this thing where if you're outside of that bubble, I'm bringing you back in. He can't get out of it. But as I kept seeing him being ripped apart, like I said, how I've been saying this whole series is, I think that if he's outside that hex, outside that bubbles, there's no powers There's nothing. There's no Wanda to help him stay resurrected. I think he would go back to being dead, honestly, because everything is in that bubble. Everything is in that utopia. The powers, Wanda, her connection to Vision. But Vision decides to leave that bubble. It's like leaving his connection to Wanda and going back to the past, which the past means he's dead. That's how I kind of viewed it. He was getting ripped apart very slowly. Um, and you see him just go on the ground. And you see him just kind of like, it seemed like he was just dying, you know? So that's how I viewed it. That's how I thought it was going down. Sentry is the strongest Avenger. Does Wanda children really exist in the? That's what I'm asking. Like, so I think so. I think so. It's weird because they age up. That's the one thing that's tripping me out. But I think they do exist. I mean, they're getting a lot of this episode. They got a lot of screen time, more screen time on this episode, and a lot more development in this episode with the power being wise. And then you get to know the kids and their relationship more too. One's the cool brother, and then the other one's like the nerd. But I think so. I think they actually do exist. But like Quicksilver, like, how did you do this? You know, that's the question. Second one is Hulk. You know what I would love to see? I thought, you know what? Can Wanda be stronger than Hulk? That would be a good little fight, huh? I would love to see the Sentinels be introduced in these in the MCU soon. Because the Sentinels in Days of Future Past wasn't my Sentinels that I liked in the 90s cartoon, but damn were they scary as shit. They were so scary. That was a villain. Like I remember being at WonderCon, and they did they had some of the cast, and they had the director to producer, and this is the first clip of X-Men Days of Future Past. They put it up, and freaking death everywhere. And I was like, yes. So that's why I think Vision needs to die at the end of the series, because what's the point of having consequences, consequences? What's the point of killing the character off if they're going to come back alive? It just doesn't have no weight to it. Whew, we're almost an hour in this. We're gonna just go a little bit longer because I'm tired at this point. I mean, it's so fun though, guys. I so appreciate you guys being here, chatting with me, talking this episode. Sometimes you just sometimes you just want to talk to somebody about these things, right? And just kind of break down what the hell you just saw. So always happy about this. Just to let you guys know too, I'm doing a Funko Pop giveaway, giving away Colossus Funko Pop. All you have to have a video in my channel. Go ahead and click on that video. All you would have to do is subscribe to the channel and put hashtag X-Men. So that video is on the channel. Go to my channel. Once this gets uploaded, I'll have the link to it so you guys can enter. Let's get a couple more questions in here, guys. Let's talk a little bit more here. Let's get a couple more questions. Coincidence that the kids don't develop the powers until their uncle starts running around with them. Nothing's a coincidence, Albert. You should know that. And what's funny is the uncle side. That's a perfect way to after episode 5. That's a perfect way to bring him in this environment, in this kind of feeling, in this kind of episode, because he's the crazy uncle, right? And then, did anybody get Jim Carrey? Like Jim Carrey from Ace Ventura 2, when his hair was all spiked up like the White Devil. Oh shit! Wow. The white. You think there's a small chance that was you think that was a coincidence? That Evan Peters. I mean, it's supposed to be a callback to, of course, his original costume, how he looked like. He has the hair like that. But would it be funny if like a writer said like, oh yeah, let's have him look like Jim Carrey's Ace Ventura 2, the White Devil, and he's Mephisto. Just, but of course they brought a lot of the comic book costume into this realm, like a nod and a wink. So, but yeah, I mean, great way to bring in like an uncle figure in this kind of style. I mean, I was getting a lot of grounded for life in this episode. What happened when blah 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 coincidence? Thanos fucked up Hulk. Wanda fucked up Thanos. So Wanda by default she'll be able to fuck up Hulk. Love from India. Love from Indy. We got much love here. Oh shit, he had the horns. Yeah, he had the horns, but it's supposed to be like the callback to his original costume. But I was really thinking Jim Carrey the whole time because he looks like goddamn Jim Carrey. And it is kind of a horn shape, so there's you can read whatever you want to read into that. Um, you know, the thing is, when the Hulk lost to Thanos, I honestly thought I was waiting for that rematch. It never happened, which I'm fine with. It's fine. I actually think Thanos might come back later on in life too. I think it's fine if they don't have Thanos versus Hulk 2, but you got to remember the Hulk gets stronger as he gets more angrier. How fucking angry would he have been to have that second fight to know that he lost to Thanos? So I think he actually would have gotten stronger. He's like a Saiyan. He transforms basically, but inner and strength wise. But just thinking about it, it kind of a letdown though. Because we did get Professor Hulk, which was funny. But like everybody loves Hulk and when he smashes, and he didn't smash, man. He didn't smash for that round two. But you gotta remember he's strong. He's fucking like if it's comic book Hulk, that dude is destroying everything, everybody in his way. Like Spider-Man doesn't have a chance. I'm sorry, Tom Holland's dead. Instant. He was too much of a bitch to fight Thanos. Like, I know, yes, I know. He was so much of a bitch to like. I thought that was gonna go somewhere. I thought when Hulk was like, no, I was like, oh, dude, Bruce and Hulk, they're gonna like, yeah, maybe a Professor Hulk, but like they're gonna own it, man. Now they got two souls into one, some shit like that, but didn't happen. Didn't happen. I was actually watching Infinity War before I started this episode. I miss Chadwick Boseman a lot, man. I'm really still super sad that Black Panther won't be played by Chadwick Boseman. So because I watched him before that ever happened. He's such a great actor. Like a Jackie Robinson movie, and knowing that he's man, that still sucks. That one hurt. That one hurt a lot. That one hurt a lot. So it's going to suck not to see him in Black Panther 2, which I mean, I want to see if they're going to tie in, like what other what are they going to try to introduce? Like, are they going to try to introduce more Wakanda in Falcon and Winter Soldier? I'm definitely curious to see what they'll do with a lot of these properties that they want to expand more. What I'm really looking forward to is Blade. I'd love to see what's going on with Blade. Just for if it's World Breaker Hulk, yeah, it's like Superman, right? Superman has all these like he just evolves. Who's writing him, So just going back to let's go back to WandaVision. Let's do some like a little bit of predictions in the next episode. Well, it's kind of hard. There's so many questions. What the show is doing a good job. It's predictable on a lot of things, but then it's not. We haven't gotten to the full season yet to label it like, yeah, a lot of people were talking that this was going to happen, and it happened. And the crazy thing is people are like that. They will like go into a series and they will analyze, dissect, and they'll be on the money. So writers for Disney they have to look at all the possibilities. They have to look at everything that, okay, these people might figure this out. So we got to be a little bit more clever. So I really do think that the show is doing a lot of misdirection. It could be misdirecting, like with Quicksilver being so obvious with all his questions. That could be a misdirection. With Agnes and her just what she's doing in this series, that could be a misdirection. There could be a lot of misdirection. The head of Sword, the shit, even Darcy misdirecting and shit. I don't know. It's a very, you gotta give it kudos because it's keeping me really engaged. Even having how weird it was the first 3 episodes, this is now keeping me really, really engaged. And the switching back from Wanda and what she's doing in her bubble to the outside world is really transitioning really well as well. So I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. I'm really liking it. Now, I guess the question would be, would you go back and since it's only 6 episodes, but can you go back? Is this a rewatchable show? Is this an Avatar: The Last Airbender? Is this a Netflix Daredevil? Is this a rewatchable series? I guess we won't know until the end because it has to finish strong. I think anything, movies, TVs, you could start slow at the beginning, really nail it in the middle, but the ending has to really land. We've seen Game of Thrones and how much that fell apart. We've seen the Star Wars new trilogy and how that fell apart, even though the middle was, in my opinion, trash. But you really have to nail the ending. So these next couple last episodes, they really have to nail it, and I have full confidence they will. Full confidence they will, especially Kevin Feige and how he's able to lead all this stuff into one big story. That's why I think the Skrulls might be involved in here. That's why I think there have already Easter eggs for Fantastic Four, so that might happen too. And then there might be Ironheart in here as well. Ironheart might make some mention or appearance or something like that. A lot of people thinking Inhumans might make an appearance too, but I've never seen the show, but it looked like shit, but that might happen. But they got to land it. They got to land it strong. It's keeping me engaged. Kudos for keeping me engaged. And then these last couple of episodes have been solid. I did like the first 2 episodes, but it still makes me think like, was those 2 episodes really necessary? I don't know. Well, we're gonna have to reflect on the whole thing when it's done. All right, let's get a couple more questions, a couple more comments. They confirmed that there's gonna be a series based on exactly, Albert. Yeah, they Ryan Coogler is gonna be ahead on that. I really love the first Black Panther movie. The only gripe I had with it was the CGI was terrible. It was so bad, so bad. I couldn't. That's what takes me out of the movie is you got to have really nice, clean CGI, especially in this time of day. But that CGI was terrible. But other than that, I really love the movie. Next episode, I think, is going to end with the vehicle that Monica gets ramming into the Hex. The Incredible Being in the theater marquee might be pointing at Fantastic Four. I think for sure the person Monica is meeting is a Skrull or someone from Fantastic Four. I mean, that'd be so nuts. That'd be so nuts if they introduced somebody from Fantastic Four. It's a long shot. It's a long shot, and you know what? It might even be a character that we've seen in the past, maybe from Thor. That's gonna be interesting too. Natalie Portman as Lady Thor. So, yeah, I mean, the episode was great. It was solid. Nice pacing, nice acting. Nothing really to complain. CGI is a little wonky, just a little bit. All in all, I really enjoyed the episode. And it didn't have a crazy cliffhanger at the end like the cameo, but it definitely makes you want to know what the hell's going to happen next episode, and it really showcases the strength of Wanda. So I am holding on through a thread. I think I'm about to pass out a little bit. So just to remind you guys, go to my channel, go click on the Funko Pop giveaway, and I'm giving away a Colossus Funko Pop. Thank you, James, Super Nerd 81, for donating that. And all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, and down below in the comment section, either once this video is uploaded or on that video that I did, put down hashtag X-Men. And you could do it for all my Wanda review and spoiler videos. And this will be carrying all the way to the Falcon and Winter Soldier at the end of that series, and then we'll announce the giveaway. So you could put down hashtag X-Men on those videos, upcoming videos as well. solid video. Thank you guys for coming in. Comment, Albert, always a pleasure. Ghost, always a pleasure. So we'll get back right on it next week, and another live review spoiler of this series. So thank you guys. I am Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son. I'm going to bed. See you guys.